Michael, you're on with me.
Good morning, Michael. How are you doing? Doing great. We're excited to have you. Our guest today is Michael Shrieve. He was the original drummer for Santana, a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the youngest performer at Woodstock. Michael and me will be discussing his new album, Drums of Compassion. It is a real pleasure to have you on the show, Michael.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Fans and critics are excited about the new album, Drums of Compassion. How have you been able to incorporate your overall over 50 years of musical exploration into this artist's journey?
Yeah, this I feel like this album is a real honest statement of where I've been in my musical life, and I think it really is an honest place for me to present the music the way I'm presenting it. It's an instrumental album. There's no vocals. It's got influence from so much of my musical taste, my musical experience. Um, it's almost like a meditation record, but made by a drummer. So it's quite atmospheric, and it really is transportive. I think if someone would take the time to listen to it when it's quiet, and it's not a super long record, but it's a beautiful journey. I think, and it really does represent, I think, my whole life up until now. It's probably a record that I'm most proud of.
You mentioned meditation, and when I think of meditation, I think of enlightened folks like the Dalai Lama. I understand he was part of the inspiration for the album over 2 decades ago.
It's true. There's an interesting story behind this. There's a percussionist who's no longer with us. His name is Babatunde Olatunji, and he wrote a piece of music that Santana recorded on their first album called Jingo. And I have Olatunji giving an incantation, like an introduction to the record. It's just very beautiful, even the quality of his voice. And when the album comes out, I also translated what it means. And he put that song Jingo out on a record called Drums of Passion in 1965, I think. And so when I heard the Dalai Lama say that now is the time where what we need is compassion in the world, I thought, wow, I can make this full circle and take it from Olatunji and call this record Drums of Compassion, and also have him on it as well. So it's a very kind of perfect circle in that sense. So it is kind of like a meditation record, although I don't know if anybody would feel that, but people who have listened to it, and drummers too, they describe it as beautiful. They don't say like, yeah, dude, that's direct. So that's the space that I'm hoping that people they'll be able to enter when they're listening to the music.
Definitely. I mean, it's always a great start when you have a legend like yourself, a Hall of Famer on the album, being your album. But then it's really impressive how you've been able to assemble such an ensemble of musical virtuosos. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the record started with myself and a synthesis um, sound sculpture guy named Jeff Grinke, who's from Seattle. And so we did this thing, just the two of us, and I thought it sounded too new agey, and it needed some more. So I started getting in touch with these great drummers like Jack DeJohnette, from Miles Davis, and just 1,000 other people, and Zakir Hussain, the greatest living tabla player. Ayrton Moreira also played with Miles Davis and Chick Corea, and he's Brazilian. And I have Trey Gunn, who's from King Crimson. So some of it is built brick by brick, but I've made sure that it doesn't sound or feel like that. And I took a lot of care in that way. So part of the thing, experience was I felt like I needed this and I felt like I needed that, or what pieces should be on the final record. I mean, I was doing that up until 2 weeks ago, just before I said, okay, this is done, this is finished. So it actually feels also like a great relief to finally get it out from myself in so many ways and put it out to the public, because it's been a long time. And I've got other stuff I'm working on and want to get to as well. So
Awesome.
I'm very proud of this. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's some great work coming out. One of the things I always found interesting about you is you were one of the first to incorporate electric percussion into your music. Did you have any apprehension about that, making that decision?
Not at all. I was doing that in 1973. I had a group in '76 called Automatic Man that I recorded over in London. At the same time, I recorded with the Go Project with Stormy Marshall, Steve Winwood, and Al Diniola. And I had quite an extensive electronic rig at that time. So that record has some electronics on it as well. And when Bill Bruford used to come down and check out. So I still love all that stuff. I still love electronic music and electronic musicians. And so in fact, I just keep getting more and more into it myself. So I don't have any hesitation. And as I get older, as a drummer, it's you have hand issues and shoulder issues and things like that. So the use of electronics and computer software just enables me to be able to do more music. Because I think of myself as a musician kind of more than a drummer. And even if you get older, the rhythm never leaves you. So as long as you get it out there, that's the idea.
Awesome. And then with the success this album's going to have, of course, the next thing that people always want to know is there going to be a tour?
I can't say. This is a difficult one to tour. So I can't say at that time. I'm not even thinking of it in that way. And plus, I think it would be kind of expensive to put it together. So I don't have any plans as of now.
Definitely. Yeah, I was going to say, I understand touring budgets and trying to get everybody together, but if not, at least maybe one or two events and you doing like a DVD or Blu-ray of a show that people could watch would be phenomenal.
That's true. That's a good idea. That's something I should consider.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, Michael, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about you?
Well, let's see. I'm on Facebook, Michael Shrieve and Michael Shrieve Music, and I have a video podcast with 4 other drummers called Stick People, and that's with Lenny White and Mike Clark and David Garibaldi from Tower Power, Greg Rico from Sly and the Family Stone, and we interview great musicians on there. I'm also on Instagram at Michael Shrieve, and also Michael Shrieve Art, because I've been doing art. So I'm not on TikTok, but those 2 are enough.
Oh, definitely. I know what you mean. I was going to say I only do the Facebook. Well, Michael, it has been a pleasure having you on, talking up your new album, Drums of Compassion. Our listeners are very excited about it, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thanks so much, James. I appreciate talking to you.
Welcome. So that was Michael Shrieve. That was a pleasure having him on. I mean, gosh, it's not every day you get a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, actually, on this show, it's starting to feel that way because we've had several of them. So don't mean to pat myself on the back too hard, but it's been great having the talent that we've been able to get on our show. Michael Shrieve, of course, was most known for his time as the original drummer for Santana, and of course, going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was a pleasure having him on discussing that new album.